In the gubernatorial race, Albert Bryan Jr. has 11,544 votes. Kurt Wheeler has 7,000.
After being declared the victor in the polls last night, re-elected Governor of the Virgin Islands, Albert Bryan Jr., sat down with Consortium publisher Ernice Gilbert for his first post-election interview.
And now I'm just so grateful to just so many Virgin Islanders who came out. I mean, my campaign workers worked hard. You know, I would be so worried about them at night. They'd be like, this is too much events. We've had over 200 events, active events, whether it was bingo night, going and doing fun days for the kids, taking seniors on tours, over 200 events. That's exhausting, and then still show up and campaign almost every day for early voting. They're just incredible. They're just incredible. I mean, that's all I can say. So anytime I felt tired, I just look at them and I was re-energized and ready to go.
The governor expressed his appreciation toward his hardworking campaign staffers, whose energy, he said, inspired him to keep going through a grueling calendar packed with events.
I'm just so grateful to just so many Virgin Islanders who came out. I mean, my campaign workers worked hard. You know, I would be so worried about them at night. They'd be like, this is too much events. We've had over 200 events, active events, whether it was bingo night, going and doing fun days for the kids, taking seniors on tours, over 200 events. That's exhausting, and then still show up and campaign almost every day for early voting. They're just incredible. They're just incredible. I mean, that's all I can say. So anytime I felt tired, I just look at them and I was re-energized and ready to go.
In the flush of victory, Governor Bryan was warm towards his defeated opponent, outgoing Senator Kurt Wheeler, and offered an analysis of what he thought was the main weakness in the Wheeler-Soro campaign.
I mean, I respect Kurt as a politician. I think he's a solid person. He has really good, earnest care for the Virgin Islands. No pun intended. No pun intended. But I think he really cares about the Virgin Islands. But, you know, it wasn't his time. And the campaign, you know, when you get into a gubernatorial campaign, what we did the first time, it's a lot. It's 3 islands, it's a lot. A coordination, you have to have a running mate, coordinate with them about everything. We ran for 2 years before we got to the election. And I think they took it for granted that because they were known on their respective islands that everybody would know them. You can't take it for granted. You have to go out there and you have to work really hard.
Bryan was asked how he would go about attempting to unify the territory now that the divisive campaign season was over.
We recognize that this is a diverse community and we embrace all the people that choose to make here home. There's a certain group of people that are just angry. It's about who is going to be in charge. And you know, that's okay. They may never like the Bryan Roach team, but all we got to do is make sure that we do the best for the most people in the Virgin Islands, and that's what's important.
Bryan previewed some of his priorities for the next 4 years in office with some of his signature humor.
I am going to walk on water from here to St. Thomas. I think energy is a huge thing for us. Like Tregenza said, healthcare. We have a huge opportunity now. The one thing I see in this community, two things I really want to talk about. I'm going to talk about them a lot going in. We have to return government to service, right? I have no problem signing contracts and negotiating wages and giving benefits or whatever. But the government has to be about serving the people, not serving the government employees. And we have to bring that service back. And it's about each and every one of us who are in government jobs recognizing the sacrifices that people out there are making in order for us to have good retirement, good health care plans, decent salary, 30 days off, 480 hours of leave in sick, and 480 hours in holiday pay. I mean, they treat us good. So we need to start to treat them good. I think that's important to me right now. And we all got to get back to work. COVID was really disruptive in terms of people moving and doing things. You know, the recovery ain't moving slow because of Tregenza and I. We're moving slow because we can't find enough workers. And when we find workers, they're not doing the job fast enough. But we have to be able to modernize now. And if you think you could sit in your house in the States and order something from Amazon at 2 o'clock in the morning and 12 o'clock is on your doorstep. We can't be cutting purchase orders and writing requisitions and having contracts that last 3, 4, 5, 6 months in order to get signed. And that's going to take the cooperation of us and the legislature. And that's the forward thinking we have to do. We have to catch up.
Even before the interview began in earnest, however, Bryan informed Virgin Islanders that after this stint as governor was completed, he would be moving on to other pursuits not involving seeking elected office.
It was my last election. I won't be running for anything else. Nobody has to worry about that.